Welcome to Navigating Change, the podcast from Teibel Education Consulting. I'm Pete Wright, and this week Howard Teibel sits down with University of Laverne President Devorah Lieberman to talk about breaking down barriers in education. She offers two stories that demonstrate just that. One about rethinking fundraising thanks to a non-alum benefactor, and another about a course offered beyond borders in partnership with an institution in another country that she co-teaches with that university's president. First, head over to teibelinc.com to learn more about our work in education. You can subscribe to the show for free. Just click the blue button and we'll let you know each time a new episode is released. And now, Howard Teibel and University of Laverne President Devorah Lieberman.
So the other thing you shared with me about was this different way of thinking about philanthropy that relates to non-alums.
Right. Well, this one particular gift that we received last spring into the summer was a gift from a gentleman who is not an alumnus of the University of Laverne. He grew up in this region, and the more conversations we had, he was telling us about that he was not a great student when he was in his elementary years. But it turned out that he thought he had a great education, and he was inspired by his elementary school teachers to learn to love learning. And the more we talked, the more we understood that the teachers that he had when he was young, when he was a boy, were almost all teachers who had graduated from the University of Laverne in the education program. So as we talked, his passion, as he majored in his mission at this point in his life, was to have future students have the same kind of education that he had as a young boy. And he felt his best investment in making that happen would be to give a $10 million cash gift to the education department at the University of Laverne to ensure that those students who are graduating for the next 125 years from the University of Laverne who want to be teachers have the same kind of education that his teachers had when they were at the University of Laverne. So subsequently, the name of the College of Education is now the La Fetra College of Education, and the agreement had a lot to do with ensuring quality education for those students who will be the teachers of the future students in this region, with the values that were the foundation that his former teachers had when they went here.
You know, what I take away from this is that there are people in your community that have a strong interest in giving, and in some ways we have to make sure we're paying attention to outside the traditional ways we think about raising money, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a story behind how he came to give in such a generous gift, and it requires people in your institution to be paying attention to this too, to be seeing where those opportunities might lie, and it's a bit of an out of the box way of starting to think more broadly about giving, right? Which is fantastic.
Exactly.
Some of the work that I'm doing more of with our team is around helping break down silos in academic and administrative areas. And it's showing up as we're co-creating these events and experiences, is that people need to learn the skills of being in conversation with people who are not like-minded, right? IT, HR, finance, people who are teaching in certain disciplines. But if you take the broad administrative academic focus, they often play in their own little worlds, right? And it's how we get things done. Finance people hang out with the finance people, the IT people, the facilities people, and then also in our academic areas, we hang out within our departments. And more there's these discussions about how we do interdisciplinary. And more there's a recognition that there's opportunities on the academic side to do things differently, and to use technology to be able to break down and do something that otherwise maybe in the past we never could have done. You got a great anecdote about a program you developed that utilizes technology and brings together people from different institutions to offer value to your institution. Tell our listeners what you guys have put together there.
This semester, we are offering a course for undergraduate students. And the basic building blocks of this course are that there are 24 students in this course. But the course is taught by 2 lead professors, the president of a university in Mexico, and myself, the president of the University of Verne. The name of the course is Leadership and Culture, Building Bridges Across Borders. And the 24 students are 12 from Cetis University in Mexico and 12 students from the University of Verne. That course came about because the leaders of the 2 universities were in conversation with one another that they wanted their students to have experiences outside their universities and hopefully with people from other countries. Well, you can't send every student to another country, and not everybody can come to your own campus. So oftentimes we don't use technology for all the ways that can best further our needs. So we sat down and we said, why not offer a semester-long course where the 24 students can meet once a week in the same course with the same syllabus on leadership and culture, but they are located in 2 different campuses, and you've got video conferencing live, so it's synchronous. So every Monday night, the 24 students and the professors come together for one purpose, and that purpose is to build bridges across borders, to learn about leadership and culture.
To me, what's so compelling about this is your institution is demonstrating what it is to experiment. Mm-hmm. Because this experience is going to get people acclimated to another way of working, and another opportunity will come out of this. And as a result, this is what it means to change the culture, right? This is what it means to think differently about education. 5 years ago, we were talking about different ways of thinking about teaching and flipping the classroom. There was a lot greater resistance to this, or a lack of understanding what it meant. It actually felt like you were taking something away. I think that's still the case. There's a concern about getting out of the traditional ways that were structured. But to me, this example is one that other schools should be thinking about, is how can we start to experiment with technology in a different way than the traditional way we talk about MOOCs or distance learning, right? This is a way that we're about bringing people together who can offer something more powerful because the technology is available and good enough to do it. Yes. That's very exciting. What's been the reception on the campus about it?
Very positive. A lot of people say, oh my gosh, if the president can do it, then I guess I can do it too.
Yeah.
I think we have to lead by example as administrators and leaders on our own campus, that we just don't expect everybody else to try technology that makes them nervous. Oh my gosh, will I be able to do it? And if you fail, you fail. So what? But we had an opportunity to provide something for students that otherwise would never have been available.
I love that. If you fail, you fail. So what? That should be that should be on your door. Seriously, that's it, right there. Because from the top down, you're right. nobody is supposed to fail. And you got the president saying it's okay to fail. And obviously there's certain things you can't fail at. But this idea of experimenting, it does have to start from the top, Devorah. And to me, you're the kind of leader that's trying to promote that way of thinking.